welcome back, and hey to everyone that's new as well. So today we are going to be doing a general, are they going to reach out to you or for you, reach out for you. It's been a while since we've done a kind of a communication one, so for those of you that are in no contact or wanting communication or hot and cold, it's going to be kind of the answer to that. We're going to talk a little bit, I want to talk to you a little bit first about rendezvous, okay? So before I go into the card reading, there's a really big tip that I'm just going to throw at you here. If you are trying to manifest a person and a text message and a call and nothing's happening, you can ask the universe for a rendezvous. So what happens with manifesting a text or a call is that you're going into the energy, you're kind of moving the energy around to get that communication to come through. Now, if that is not working, you can ask the universe for a rendezvous, and what that means is just a simple, we need to be in the same place at the same time. It's going to be a nightmare for you putting your makeup on, girls, if you want to go and look like, you know, the bomb. But if you want to look your best, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. But it's important that you ask this rendezvous, because there is no agenda on time or when or how and things like that. You are literally giving it to the universe. So if communication is not happening and you want it to happen and you haven't seen your person, you need to say, universe, what energy, space and consciousness can I be to have a rendezvous with blah, fill in the gap, as if by magic and with total ease. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, so it is. And move the situation forward that way. Little sneaky tip, now I'll do your reading. Okay, just in case you have been struggling to communicate. Other ones you can look at is Agnes Vivarelli. She's really good. There's quite a few different ones. If you want your manifesting plans doing, there's loads of tips and tricks in them. Number 1, number 2, pick a deck. We're going with a masculine energy and a feminine energy, if that helps. Think about you, think about your person, go to the one that you are most drawn to. We are just going with where you are drawn today. Number 1, number 2. Okay, let's go. Can you get me into deck number 1's energy, please? What do we got at behind us? Number 1. Okay, number 1. Go into the collective people watching. So as always, it works on the strongest mutual energy between you all. You know it off by heart now. And the strongest mutual energy of you and your person. Think about your person. Can we get into their energy? And it pulls out the strongest one between you all. Okay, can we do all possibilities, probabilities, choices, chances, and changes of deck 1? Their mutual energy. And can you tell me, is their person going to reach out? Are they going to reach out to those watching? Oh, okay, we're off. 1, 2. Are they going to reach out? 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. I feel like we need to do a 9 again. 8, and 1 more. They're going to reach out. Too many. 8. 9. Okay, so what's currently happening with you and your person at the moment? There is a little bit of grieving still going on. There is a little bit of sadness still going on. There is a little bit of heaviness going on, and a lot of that is actually coming from the lack of communication between the two of you. You're both trying to stay grounded with the situation at the moment. You're trying to let your head navigate it a little bit more, and they are trying to let their head navigate it a little bit more. But the pull between your heart-centered energies between the two of you is really, really strong, and it's become I wouldn't say necessarily stagnant, but it's just a little bit of who's going to make the first move. Now, if you haven't heard from your person, obviously, to reach out to them and things like that, it's going to be variant on your individual circumstances. This is more if they're going to reach out to you. If you wanted to look whether it's a good idea to reach out to them, just drop me an email and we can get that done in a reading or a single question. But your person and you are feeling a little bit sad about the whole thing at the moment. There's also a bit of a conflicting energy, and that is coming from the passion between the two of you. We spoke about this before, how you two are very strong, dominant characters as a whole. Yeah, we all have our little weaknesses, and you guys can sometimes feel a little bit vulnerable, or that you're not good enough, and that's all part of the self-love journey and process. But your person is kind of feeling this energy as well, and just because they haven't expressed to you what's been going on in their heart and in their head does not mean that they haven't been feeling it. So they are feeling the same kind of sadness as you are. They're on a little bit of self-protect at the moment. As you can see, the dog's around the guy. On a little bit of self-protect at the moment, just sitting on the ledge, not quite ready to make that leap of contact yet, or communication, or rendezvous, or equivalent. They're not quite ready to do that yet. And they've got their shield up to protect their heart. And the reason for that is because there's been quite a strong magnified energy between the two of you. Like a magnet, you get drawn together. Then you kind of, is it not reverb? When you flip the magnets round, repel. You have this magnet energy between the two of you because you are very strong characters. And so your person is a little bit on self-protect at the moment, and part of that is because they're hurting. So it feels like you're in a bit of a stalemate. You want to move it forward, they want to move it forward, but neither of you are actually making those moves to do it. There is going to be movement coming in, but it's just not quite yet. Some of you in watching this, it's end of May. Maybe even 2 weeks to the end of May. I don't know when the end of May is. Is it about 2 weeks away? If you are just watching this at any point, any time, that's cool. It is timeless, so just go with the 2 months, all right? So it's not quite yet, but there is movement coming in. The movement that they're going to make towards you is still going to be a very passionate kind of energy, because the two of you are very strong and passionate relationship, or equivalent of relationship. They are trying to get themselves more stable. A lot of them are stepping, remember, it's never gender specific or sexually orientated. A lot of your people are trying to step into this more secure energy at the moment, into this Queen of Pentacles energy. They want to get themselves more stable and secure, and once they feel that, they can release the shield that they have been holding up. So at the moment, the shield is there, they're protecting their heart, but they're trying to get themselves more stable. And once that happens, the communication can come in. They'll have worked everything out. They'll be feeling on top of their game. They'll be feeling that they know that they need to reach out to you because of how they feel for you. They'll have worked it all out, and they'll be making an offer. They're making an offer towards you. And, you know, it's just at the moment, it's just not quite yet, but it's coming. It's coming. So then you have Three of Cups, celebration, the Wheel coming together, and the Star. All major arcana, all really good cards, all things moving forward, all being on the right path. Three of Cups ain't major arcana. Idiot. Boom! Three of Cups, celebration, but the other two, the Wheels and the Star, being on the right path, the ending of a cycle, breaking the chains. I just thought, I don't know who's my Game of Thrones fans out there, but I just heard Mother of Dragons really clearly, breaking the chains. That's how they linked it. So your person, they're going to break these chains of fear that they are holding on to. They're going to break these chains of self-protect, and then they will come back towards you and make this contact with you. So it's not actually about them feeling sad at the moment. Okay, that is not necessarily the reason why they aren't contacting you. It's because they don't feel secure. And once they do feel secure, and they've laid the weapons down and weighed their choices out, that is when they will make these moves towards you, making some kind of offering to you. Movement based on passion. If you do get a more sexual kind of message, please don't freak out. Okay, it's just because you are two very passionate people. It's that common mutual ground between the two of you, and sometimes your person generally as a whole struggles to talk about their emotions. So the sexual energy is the common bond you have between the two of you. It's the chemistry. It's what makes this relationship the way it is. This high intensity. This wow. You know, and so the sexual energy and the chemistry between the two of you will be that pull back towards you. So yeah, some of you a couple of weeks, some of you a couple of months. You haven't got long to wait as a whole, as your collective energy for deck number one. It's coming, and if you have been manifesting and it hasn't been working, again, ask that universe for the rendezvous. If you've just skipped through the start, go and have a listen back to talk about that. But it's all really good, to be fair. It's just it's a not quite yet. You know, Temperance, just not quite the time to communicate, but it's because they're on self-protect, trying to protect themselves, and to an extent as well, trying to protect you. So if you are a third party, or they are the third party, I always see the other person as a third party, because I see us as the divine relationships, and the person that they are with as a third party. That's my personal preference. You can all feel what you want, but that's how I see it. If you are that third party, again, it's that element of trying to protect you from things, not wanting to drag you into the crap. But it doesn't mean that the communication isn't going to come. It will come through. It's when they feel ready. If you want to know whether you want to, if you should reach out to them as a whole, I would advise that you guys don't at the moment, especially if you're following the no contact rule. Don't do it. But if you wanted to look at it individually and then drop me an email, mysticlovetarot@gmail.com. I do single questions, half hour, 15 minutes, and we can even do it on single questions should you reach out. So just let me know. But as a whole, it's looking good. It's looking good. That's deck number 1. Yeah, contact is coming. Well, they will reach out to you. Right, let's do deck number 2, 10, 18. Can I get into the collective energy of deck number 2? So if you just watch this, your deck time is in the description. Deck number 2. So what's on the strongest mutual energy between you all? Yada, 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 yada. Okay, think about your person, my beauties, in deck number 2. Can we think? Get into the collector's energy of that. This is the more masculine deck. Okay. Can we get into their people's possibilities, probabilities, choices, changes and changes, and energy, thought processes, emotions, feelings. 2 more. Me guys just said 2 more. I just got You'll Never Walk Alone. So for all you Liverpool FC fans out there, that isn't about Liverpool Football Club. That is about the song. It was actually, I don't know if it originally started in that movie Carousel. It feels like we're having a musical day today. I've had a few messages all morning about musicals. So no, it's not Liverpool Football Club. Some of you it might be. But it's more to do with the song about walking through a storm. You'll never walk alone. It's beautiful, really, if you don't think about football. Okay. Is their person going to reach out to them? One, 2. Is their person going to reach out to them? 3. Just got as well. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Excuse me singing. Karaoke time with Ali. Really bad karaoke time with Ali. 5. You wouldn't believe my mum used to be a professional singer, would you? And here's me. Can't sing at all. Will they reach out? Okay, so deck number 2, you have got to get your skates on manifesting this if you want this communication. Your strongest mutual energy of it all is that it will come into fruition, but the universe needs to hear what you want, not what you don't want. A lot of you, again, this isn't all of you, again, mutual energy, but a lot of you kind of got stuck in this negative mind frame, or a more negative mind frame. Not all of you, but in that, well, what if I don't hear from them? What if they've moved on? They're already with someone else. All individual circumstances, obviously. What should I do? I messaged them 30 times and they never replied. I told them I loved them and they never replied. And the reason why you are in this kind of fear zone, firstly, you're sending it out to the universe and then magnifying it because you've gone on a negative momentum. So you started off with, I haven't heard from them. I told them that I love them. Why didn't they reply? Why don't they love me? What's going on? Who they're with? How are they going? What are they doing? What time are they going to message? When's it going to happen? And you've gathered this negative momentum and got yourself in a bit of a icky, sticky cycle. So you really need to break this. Now, the way we break negative momentum is by doing something you enjoy. So go and see your friends, go out for a drink, go out clubbing, go and spend time with your family, go and walk your dog, anything that you specifically enjoy. So when you start spiraling, stop, okay? Because you're building up this negative momentum, and this is the block that is stopping this contact coming in. It's not the only block, but as a whole, as your majority, that is what the block is. You've gathered this negative momentum, and we need to kind of cut that. Only takes, I bang on about this, it only takes 17 seconds for a thought to manifest, so you need to give it, try and cut it out, try and break that momentum, be very conscious of your thoughts so that you can break this cycle of negative momentum. Your person is currently away from you, but there is returning, okay? There is going to be a return. They are still holding on to the situation just as you are. They are both, you are holding on to it, they are holding on to it, both clinging on to this energy, trying to preserve the relationship how it is. Now, if your person has just ghosted you and everything was absolutely fine and they've suddenly gone into no contact, the reason why they haven't replied is because they are trying to keep the door open, but also see what else is going on. So they haven't said it's over, I'm done, they've just kind of cut that contact. The reason for that, there's all individual circumstances, but again, the reason why they've just ghosted you and not said it's over is because they have got that entrance back towards you. They've kept that door open. So a lot of your people in this deck have got the intention of things coming back towards you. They're trying to focus on themselves for a little bit. There's a number of choices and decisions that they are going through, and so they have withdrawn from the situation. Logic has kind of overplaced their emotions, but once these choices and decisions have been made, this communication will come through. So they're going to be starting off at the top, and it's going to be this spiraling down of emotions, and then once we hit this stream, once we hit this water, this is when the communication can take place. So it's a bit like, you know, like a water maze, and how, or I don't know how, God, how would I explain that clairvoyant image? So it's like water, and then you've got locks, but it's only like, and you've got to open the locks for the water to go through, and this is what your person is doing at the moment. Okay, bear with me. So think of a canal, think of the locks at the canal, and your person is on their little houseboat and they've come across a lock, and what they've got to do is get out of the boat, deal with it, open the lock, and then go through and shut it again. So they've got a lot of doors that have been left open, and they're trying to close things from the past, and by the time they get to the end of the lock, by the time they kind of get to the river, this is when communication will come through. Some of them are right at the end on the last lock, just shutting the door in it now. Some of your people as a whole are right at the start. Again, strongest mutual energy. But the locks are being opened and shut, which is really good because it means there is forward movement. Just because you're not seeing it does not mean that it is not happening. Your person knows that they are at risk if they leave it much longer of things, of losing you, and that scares the crap out of them. So they know that they have got to make a choice and a decision on it, and but they need this freedom, this non-communication at this moment to make these choices, to realise that it is the right thing for them. The fact that you guys are not in communication or in little communication or what's specifically going on, your person needs this time out to process everything that's kind of happening, work through these locks, work through this shit, come to the end of it and realise that actually they want to be with you, and they want to talk to you, and they want to communicate with you, and they can't live without you as such. They need to realise that, and this, where they are at the moment, this no contact period is making them come to that conclusion at the moment. They can see that their relationship can blossom. They're having this period of transformation. You've got your helix at the bottom again. Okay, so you come in, out of life, out, in, out, and at the moment you're kind of coming like back round, about here, ready to cross paths again as your collective. Your helix is about ready to cross. They're scared that if they do get in contact, there's going to be a few angry words as well because of obviously their behaviour. But they will still do it because they want they're going to want a new beginning, a romantic new beginning by the time it comes round. So yeah, communication will happen. Timings for it. Again, with your collective energy, where's the timing on this? I'm hearing a 6, so it could be 6 weeks, 6 months, June, the 6th of a month. That is where your collective energy is at this point in time. Again, I said in deck 1, if you want to look at individual timings, etc., just drop me an email and we can do that. Single questions, half hour and 15 minutes. But yeah, it is coming. It's just a process of letting this kind of unfurl. They've just got to work through their crap. They've got to close a lot of doors from things in the past that have hurt them and realise in their own right that they want to be with you, that you are the person for them. And through that, that communication can happen. Manifest it, manifest the outcome you want. Try and get out of this negative momentum, negative spiral, because that is pressing pause on it. But once you do that, if you do your work on trying to release that negative momentum, they can do their work getting through this lock, this canal. By the time you get to the end, there's nothing but to do but to come back together as communication comes through. So yeah, it will happen. You both got to do a little bit of work, but it's going to come forward, it will come through. And my guide is also saying that it'll be quicker than what you think. And I've just seen a white envelope with a little red heart but stamped. Some of you might get letters rather than text, phone, rendezvous. You might get a few letters. Definitely messengers are coming in. I'm also hearing, I don't necessarily work with angels, but I'm also hearing there's a lot of angelic presences around them at the moment. Postman? A lot of angelic I'm taking you with me. I don't know if there's someone at the door or not. Is that my wall hanging? Oh no, it's gone through the it's fine, it's gone through the letterbox. Yeah, look, I got a tarot wall hanging. So, personal, I've forgotten what we were saying. What we were saying, Spirit. What were we saying, Spirit? Gone, it's gone. But it will come through. It's all, the communication will come through. They will reach out to you. Again, like I said, if you need to know if you want to reach out to them, just drop me a message. Try the no contact rule if they've just got contact with you. Give it a go. It's fairly successful. It works majority of the time, and things are going to progress. It will keep moving forward. But you've got to just go your own little ways for the time being, and then you'll come back round. And it'll, yeah, sounds really positive. Keep optimistic, keep your faith. Angelic presences, thank you, Spirit. There's a lot, sorry, they just told me, I forgot what we were talking about. There's a lot of angelic presence around your people and you, but it feels like you guys are sending an angelic presence to your people as well, and it's helping them clear all these energies. It's helping them get through this canal and these locks. Angelic presences are really strong around your people at the moment, and around you. But more so your people, they're looking after them, trying to put them on the right path, trying to give them this divine guidance to move things forward for the highest good of everyone. So that's really supportive as well. It's really nice to know. Sorry, I lost my track then with me postman going and trying to show you my wall hanging. Okay, that's it. All right, guys. If you want me, email me, mysticlovetarot@gmail.com. Manifesting plans, 15 minutes, half hour, single questions. Some past life readings I do as well. And anything else, just give me a shout. Love you lot. Oh, find me on Instagram, mysticlovetarot. Take care. Bye.